Hello, welcome back. This is Jeff Byers. This is ANY 150, and this is part 6 of our UV mapping, and we are now UV mapping our crazy looking battle axe. Crazy meaning that we've got a lot of detail in the wrap, in the leather wrap. So we need to make sure those UVs look good. So we're just continuing on from part 5. Alright, so let's go ahead and go to UV editor, open that up, and this is what we have so far. And so there's some techniques we can use to make that look a little bit better, or at least try. And they're pretty simple. And so what I've done though is I've saved my work. Okay, it's really important that you save your work. Okay, so I would do that now if you haven't. So File, Save, Seen As, and we'll continue on. Make this number 8. Okay, always save your work. Okay, let's go back in object mode. And we're going to go in here and right click over and go to UV shell. Okay, so I'm going to select those. You can see that those are the UV shells. How could we do a better job with that? Let's take a look. I'm quite comfortable leaving the UVs as is, but let's see if we can make them look a little nicer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select, I'm going to go right click over this and go to face mode and select faces. Okay, I'm just going to select those faces. With those faces selected, okay, I'm going to go to UV and I'm going to go to automatic mapping. Again, I'm just going to click on it because it's our setup. Okay, and see how it basically placed everything in there nice and neatly for us. Okay, and everything fits within the UV texture space, and it looks a lot neater, doesn't it? Okay, that's very cool. Right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on UV shell and select those and move those out. I have no idea what the textile density is, but at least they're packed in there really nice. Let's click on these guys, okay? And let's do the same thing. UV and automatic map. There we go. And so click off, and that is a nicely packed UV shell, so we don't have to do much work there. Okay. So what if we wanted it to look more like the object, right? What if there's for some reason we want it to look like the object? So we can do that too. We can go to face mode, select the faces. Again, I'm going to go in here, select the faces, and we're going to experiment. So what I want to do is I want to save this out before I do this experiment, so I can come back to this if it goes crazy, if things go bad, which they do, right? Yeah. So let's go ahead and go in here and do 9, save as, okay, right? And we'll go back into here. Once that's saved, we'll go back into face mode, select it, and now we're going to do UV, and we're going to do cylindrical. That looks kind of strange. Or how about planar mapping? Let's go into here, click on the option box, and so we can go from the top. Well, we don't want to do that. We can go from the bottom or from the side, right? We can go from the top and the bottom, Y. We can go to the side, which is Z, right? Or, excuse me, X. And let's try that. Project. Okay, so now we have something that looks like this. Very strange, huh? So it's just shooting one direction. The camera's shooting one direction. It's right like against that piece right there. Okay, which really doesn't work. Okay, it doesn't really fix anything, doesn't really help us with anything, and it just makes it look kind of weird, and it's going to leave everything all stretched, right? So let's kind of look at that. There we go. So it's going to stretch things out a little bit on those faces. Okay, and it's freaking out right down here. So it doesn't look good. So let's go back, take that, turn that off, and let's Control Z back. There we go. Perfect. Alright, so I think this is the best way. One other thing I want to show you is the UV cylindrical. We talked about that a little bit. So UV cylindrical, what would that do? Okay, go ahead and project. There we go. So to get this to work, you have to click on the manipulator. So let's click on the manipulator. If I can see it here. There it is. And let's go ahead and roll that all the way around so it fits like that. Okay. And that's another way of doing it. Let's take a look at this UV shell, and that's what the UV shell looks like. So it unwrapped it all the way around, but it stretched it pretty bad right here in the back for some reason. Okay. So it's not that it's wrong, it's just stretched a little bit here and there. So let's take a look at that. And yes, it's got some problems. I'm looking at the straps here. It's highlighted. Got some stretching. It's really bad. So what can we do with that? Well, we could go ahead and turn that off a minute. Have that selected in UV shell mode, right? Select everything. And then we want to go in here, and you guessed it, we want to unfold it. What will it do if we unfold it? Unfold. Okay. So the selected mesh has non-manifold geometry, which needs to be made manifold in order to unfold to run. Always fix. So let's not turn that on. Let's not turn that on, but let's fix it and see what happens. Okay. So it's going to have issues with that because there's no areas that that we have cut, right? There's no areas that, when you have an enclosed piece like that goes all the way around, you have to have a cut somewhere. Remember, you have to have a seam, and it's trying to do it without seams, so it's collapsing on itself. That's why it did that. Okay, with the other one, okay, it unwrapped it by just unwrapping and following around the edges, okay, like a cylinder. That's the cylinder one. And if I go back again with that, then we've got that. Well, which one looked better? That one looks better. If we go back, Control Z, than that, because this is very confusing. It can be confusing. So the only way to really fix this is to cut a seam in here and then do the cylindrical map, and then you can go in there. So I mean, if you have this, if we go back to what we had, that kind of jumbled up mess we have there, let's click on one of these and see what's what it's doing really quick. You see, it unfolded it, but it didn't know where to break it, and so it's warped. It's really not good. So this just won't work at all. So let's go back. I just wanted to show you different ways to UV map, so you will try stuff. All right, this is the way to go. Okay, so I just wanted to show you different ways that are available, and this is by far the best way. Okay. So we'll continue using that. Okay, now the blade up here. Okay, so now we're up to the blade. Alright, so we could probably do a planar map, but we're not going to. We're gonna go ahead and do a and just kind of deal with the automatic map first. Okay, automatic map it. Okay. And then we can move and sew things together. So let's go ahead and see if it UV mapped that fairly well. It did actually a good job. I'm pretty impressed with that. And so we just need to do a couple things probably with this. Okay, so it looks like it cut off there, so we can do some move and sew. So that will work just fine, I think. So let's go ahead in here and select it, go to UV shell, and there's some pieces we need to kind of fix. Alright, so let's just move that out. Let's move that down. And let's just focus on that. Okay. Alright, so what are the parts here? We got that. That part looks good. Where's this at? UV shell. Okay, let's click off. Click off here. And let's go into object mode again. There we go. So, object mode. Make sure in your object mode here. And we're going to go right click over this UV shell. And there's the UV shell. And that's on the other side. Okay. So we want to move that out of the way. Okay. We know that's in the back. That's in the front. Let's move that over here. That's in the back. Let's move that here, like that. That's in the front. Let's move that over here. You kind of get the idea of what I'm doing here. Here we go. And so we're going to piece all these pieces together. So this is the back, so that goes over here. This is the front, that goes over here. This is the back, that goes over here, like that. Let's move that over a little bit more. There we go. So you get the idea. And this is the front. We'll move that over here. Alright. So, to me, this is the fun. I enjoy doing this work. It's tedious. It's very tedious. But that is on the side, isn't it? Yeah. So that's going to be kind of strange. Smooth that. That guy kind of goes between the two, doesn't it? So we'll move that. That'll be by itself. I think that's a good idea. And then these are the front. This is the back, it looks like. Okay. So that's the back. This is the front. So the back's over here. So let's go move that over here. And this is the front. Let's find out where the front pieces are. Okay, that's the side. That's the side. That's the front. Let's add that over here. That's a front. Add that over here. And that must be the back. And these pieces here, where are they at? It looks like they're the inside pieces. Okay. We'll put those over here. And what are all these? These are all the edges of the object. Okay. So I think what I want to do is I want to collect all those pieces here. Okay. And I don't like this. This looks kind of funny. It looks kind of weird. But I want to go ahead and get the edges sewn, right? It looks like we can sew these edges, maybe. Maybe we can't. Huh. Looks like something is keeping us from... So we got edges selected, but yet they don't really show edge. Very strange indeed. There's that edge there. But it's not selecting anything else. Okay. Okay, so it should be selecting that edge there. That's very strange, it's not. So I'm going to pause the video for a second and check this out a little bit closer. Okay, I found out the problem, why that is not seeing that edge. So what's happening with this, so what I need to do is find that edge there. I double clicked on it and I found that edge and I zoomed in, and then I right clicked and went to vertex and I marquee select that vertex, and look what happened here. I've got two vertices on top of each other, which is a no-no. Okay, so we need to go to, how do we fix that? Again, problem solving skills, right? That's super important. You guys have problem solving skills. So what we're going to do is we're going to marquee select all this whole row. I'm holding down the shift key down and marquee selecting every single one of these all the way down. Okay. And you can see them here, right? You can see that right here. And so what I want to do is go into the perspective view, okay? And I'm going to be very, very careful how I do this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in here, go to Edit Mesh, go to Merge, edit mesh, merge, go into the option box, and type in a very low number, 0.001 will work. And I'm going to go ahead and merge. There we go. So now when I marquee select that, it's just 1. And I'm assuming that's happened to the other side as well. So that's a good educated guess here. So I'm going to go to double click on that, and you'll notice that there it is. So I'm going to get close to that one, and go in here and right click over and go to vertex and just start selecting those vertices here. Okay. Alright. Perfect. And I'm going to go in here, and I'm going to go to edit mesh and then merge. I'm going to make sure I got the right ones. Yep. And then merge. There we go. So I'm going to test that a minute real quick. And yes, just 1. Alright, so now go back into selection mode. Okay, let's go back into the UV editor and see if we can get that fixed now. So I'm going to right click over and go to edge, click on it, and sure enough, that was the problem. So I'm going to go ahead and select those. I'm just holding the shift key down. I'm going to go to cut and sew and move and sew. There we go, perfect. So, whoa, that didn't work. So, that side didn't work at all. Do I still have issues with that? Let's take a look. So let's go ahead and fix that and see if that one's fixed. Thought I fixed it, but okay. Nope, that's got problems too, so I need to fix those. So go ahead and just marquee selecting everything, holding the shift key down. It doesn't take much time to fix this. It's got to be fixed though. Edit mesh, merge, and then option box and merge. There we go. So hopefully that fixed that. Let's go to edge mode. There we go. Perfect. And cut and sew, move and sew. Perfect. Alright, so those two are done. Let's do these over here. Move and sew. That's good. Same thing over here, move and sew. Alright, so we actually fixed a problem too that might have come back and bit us if we didn't fix it at that time. These pieces right here, we can merge and sew, right? Okay, so let's go ahead and see what we got. Let's click on that one. That's the end of the blade. Let's go ahead and click on that one too. Okay, and let's click on move and sew. Okay, so we got kind of a weird thing there. So that makes me think that we also have issues in these areas here. Let's go to edge, just click on all those edges and let's fix those. That's a problem. Where would that be here? Go to the perspective, zoom out, where are those? Let's hit the F key. Yeah, that's not helpful. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to Hulk smash this real quick. Hulk smashing is not a good idea, but I think we'll be okay. So go to select vertices. I'm going to click on this, and so I'm going to run an entire thing to see if this fixes it, because I don't know where those are, and I don't want to go in here and marquee select every single one of them to see if there's two. So I'm going to Hulk smash it and go in here to edit mesh and go to merge, right? And anything that's within this range, but we have to be careful. If we have really close vertices together, they may collapse on top of each other, but I think I have it low enough. So what I do is I'm going to find the one that's the closest, pieces that are closest, and just keep an eye on them when I do this. So now I'm going to go click on merge. Okay, let's see if that fixed it. And it did. Look at that, they disappeared. Look at that, they're gone. They were right there, now they're gone. So now we can go in here and fix these. So go to edge mode, and since we know those are the points, those are the ends, we can go up here and click on this one and this one. and do a cut and sew, move and sew. There we go. And let's continue with that. Let's hit the G key. There we go. And continue. And I think that's it. That's as far as we can go. That one. And let's go ahead and go click on this one here. And so there it is. Hit the G key, right? And we'll do one more. And G key. Yep. Right, great. Alright. Perfect. And we got a couple more here on this side. G key, and then click on this one and this one, G key. And what are these guys? What are these? Where are these at? Let's go ahead and hit the G key on there and the G key on there. And that looks a lot better. And what are these little guys? Oh, they're the tips of those. Do those go anywhere? Let's take a look. I don't see them, so we'll just leave them by them. They're lonesome, and just leave them alone. Click on the UV shells of this, and what I'm going to do is we all want to pack those. It's such a big area, so I don't know if we want to do two. I want to do two separate ones or one. I'm going to move this out of the way and take a look at this. Decisions. Okay, that's the inside of those, so I don't really care where those are at. You'll never see those, ever. So, put those over here. These are the ones that make a difference here. Okay. And then these. So these work together. Let's hit the 5 key. Let's kind of take a look at this. These all work together, and they should be together. I don't know about this. Let's cut these. Not sure about this edge right here. So let's cut that. Cut that, and let's move this away. Let's cut this one too. It's kind of a weird spot to have it together. So let's go ahead and cut that. And let's move this UV shell up and out of the way. So that's kind of broken now. These are separate, okay, and they should be separate. They should be part of this stuff over here, okay. And this one, and let's go ahead and break these up as well. I'm gonna go ahead and do those at the same time. Save some time here. UV shell. Move that out of the way. Okay. Alright, so let's bring those closer together. Alright, so those are done. How are we going to get these pieces to weld with that? Let's see, where are those? And are they the right direction? So I'm going to go to UVs, select the top of those, and then select the top of those. Yeah, those are in the right direction. So let's move those closer. UV shell, like this. I'm not sure which one goes to which. That's the top. That means we need to rotate this. So let's go in here and rotate it. There we go. Perfect. Right, so now front and back. Right, I think. Yeah, I think so. I keep doing that. It's getting stuck. If you do that accidentally, just remember it's right up here. Just move it back out again. Alright, so let's find out what is what. So that one is the back, and this one is the front, right? No? Is that the inside? That's the inside, looks like. I can't tell. Yeah, that's the inside of that. So that doesn't help us. That's no good. Okay, so that's the inside. So let's put that over here with these guys. There we go. And which one is this one? And that's the outside. And so that must be the inside. So let's put that over here and let's rotate it as well. There we go. Okay, great. Okay, we're running on about 25 minutes. I really hate to go too much longer on that, but we're getting really close. So we got this piece, and let's just make this a little bit smaller. I think this is just too big. There we go. I need to be able to see both. Okay, so where's the front? That's the side, that's the side. So that must be over here. Okay, and then you see that, and so yeah, we might be able to attach that one. I don't know. If we can attach it, let's do it. Go to edge. Yeah, there it is. Let's see if it works. Okay, let me make this a little bit bigger now so you can see what I'm doing. So I'm going to go ahead and select these. Let's see if it works. You know, I'm not 100% sure I want to do this. Alright. I might want to split that too. That might make sense. Let's do that first. Let's split that. It's got one little thing keeping those together. So let's split that. That makes sense. Cut that. And then this UV shell will be separated. So now we can go in here and make these adjustments here. Okay, edge. There we go. That was much better. Alright, so we don't want to go any farther. Okay. And cut and sew, move and sew. Alright. Alright, so the other one, where does that go? Looks like it goes to that one over here. So let's move that shell over here. Okay. Right, and then this shell needs to be cut. Go to the edge mode, cut that. Cut. UV shell. And then that goes over here, I believe. Okay, I think. Maybe. Maybe not. Nope, it's not that one. So let's go back over here. Shell, that goes over here. So now we know what parts go where. Here we go. And then this part goes over here. Alright, so let's go ahead and get that set up. Edge, click on the edge, shift key, and so you guys are learning a lot. So cut, let's go to move and sew. There we go. That is great. And then go over here and move and sew these guys over here. Do this fairly quickly. I think you get the idea. And this will just keep it nice and cohesive. And you learn how to use the cut and the sew tools, which is really important. And you'll get good at it, and things will start really, your textures will look really good. And let's go ahead and move and sew. There we go. Perfect. Awesome. Great. These are inside pieces. We know that now. We don't care where they go. And these guys are the outside pieces. Okay? Just kind of around the perimeter. Right? So those won't be seen either as well. So let's go ahead. It's not as, closely. Those two little guys, I'm not exactly sure what's happening with those little guys. But, whoa. They're connected to something. Let's go to UV shell. Move it. Oh, there we go. Okay. So we'll take these guys and move them over here. Okay, so those, they're important, but not as important as these. Okay. So now I can go in here and let's take a look and see what we can do with the edge here. Do we see any? Oh, that edge goes to that one? Really? Interesting. That can't be right. Is that right? It is. That is correct. That looks weird though. Is that reversed? Let's go into the shell. So that needs to go over here, right? Okay. So that's what it's saying. And this one needs to go over here. Let's check that. That is correct. Wow. Okay, I had them reversed there. That's great. Perfect. We can have it all in one piece. Okay, so before I do that, I'm going to go back in here and open this back up again. Alright, so before I do that, I want to save my work. We've come a long ways, and this would be a real shame if we messed this up right now. Okay, let's move that over here like that. So what I want to do is go into object mode and save this scene. It's really important. We've gone a long ways, and we'd hate to lose anything right now. Even me. Okay, alright, so there we go. Alright, so it's 30 minutes. I've got to stop and try to break these into smaller chunks of time for you guys. We're so close to this one, having this finished. So the next video we'll finish this up, and I'll see you in video 7.